I mean, when we were there, it wasn't that crazy, but that's because we avoided the, the slums, I guess you want to say. But yeah, there's a lot of history in that. Like the reason why it is the way it is, and I don't know. I like looking into documentaries, just having it in the background while I work. And yeah, one of the main reasons is that back in the day, I think, when they were moving a lot of people over to the from the east to the west, a lot of them kind of came here blindly without a plan, and like they were like promising people jobs, you'll get jobs. A lot of people stayed. A lot of people stayed jobless because like they couldn't find a job that was for them, and then like that's kind of how Skid Row started. If you notice on the map, Skid Row is blocked off by like the financial district, the business or whatever, the art district. It's kind of like just very segregated from all that up and coming, booming stuff. It's really, I mean, you see it in New York too, but over there, they're a little bit more in your face. The homeless,
yeah,
more atrevido.
The homeless problem, and I heard in LA, is getting worse and worse every year.
Yeah, now there's like certain I guess I don't know if it's a bill or a law. I'm not 100% sure, but now certain homeless people have the right to their
camp out,
to their camp, their little section, their little like block,
which is crazy.
Yeah, so it's like insane. If you go in there and start touching their stuff and whatever, like they can actually like do something about it.
Prosecute you, probably,
yeah, which I mean, like the homeless issue in America has always been like a really big one, and it's like. I don't know. The older I got, I used to think it was like, oh, there's a race war going on. But if you really look into the bigger picture of things, it's a class war. It's always been a class war, right? Like, depending if you're low, middle, or high class, like for some reason, high class seems to get off of like keeping the poor poor and the rich are rich.
Well, because if you have that dynamic, right? You can stay in power for a lot longer.
Yeah, and that's why you guys, we've literally like lived through major parts of history in America, like the pandemic, even before that, when Trump became president, and it was like Obama, Bernie Sanders, all that, like homelessness has always been an issue, and I feel like if we can put our heads together, we can probably think of something really cool to help them out. You know
what needs to get done? All the people talking shit, who are these rich Hollywood people that have big ass houses, take them in, put them in a room,
or do something with it. Like I forgot which famous person it was. I didn't come here prepared. I should have brought my notes, like cool topics to talk about. But like Akon's one of them where he like went back to his country and like actually helped with like the community, like giving electricity, building schools for the kids.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the basketball player, he went back.
Oh yeah,
he built a bunch of schools. He became like a governor over there.
Yeah,
yes, yeah.
And what's crazy is that like there's a saying that like if you don't like where you are, like running away isn't gonna fix it. You gotta like you run away, gain like what it is you need to gain, and come back and try and fix it, right? Because I feel like that's like. It's the community thing. It's like kind of giving back to where you came from, and like right now Mexico, I don't know if you know, but they're not in like the best situation right now with like the cartels having war with one another and then innocent people are caught in the middle of that, and like I don't know, it makes me sad because I'm Mexican, I'm proud, but I have never been able to visit, and I hope that changes soon. But like I would like to do something, to kind of like help out, like, and it sucks because it's like.
It's almost impossible.
It's almost impossible because at that point, you're literally like in a third world country in some parts of Mexico, and like there's no police around, and they can literally just sneak up on you and demand I've heard so many stories.
There's always been like they've had a couple of movies like / documentaries about stuff like that, like where people go to help out like humanitarian and then they deal with the gangs.
Man, and that's what I'm afraid of. Like
I don't mean to laugh, but it's just like it's so shocking that shit like that happens.
But that's why.
I get why you laugh though. Like I'm a nervous laugher too. Like I laugh when I'm like nervous or a little scared. And like. It fucking blows my mind, man.
Yeah, like those things are like it's real. Like those are real stories.
And that goes back to like the CIA and FBI fucking with the drug war and like
I mean, the reason the cartel is still alive is because of the drug war.
Yeah,
because Reagan made all that shit like super illegal to the point where
fuck Reagan.
It became for real.
It
became a whole business because of Reagan.
He
did that shit.
Yeah, he did, man. That's just crazy, bro. I don't know, like we're literally in the middle of like history in the making right now.
Legit. You see El Salvador too. The new president they had came in. Down. He's cracking down on all the gangs in El Salvador, and those are MS-13. They're real gangs.
Yeah, no, they've been like big. They were one of the biggest, and they were a threat to the United States for a while too. And I don't know if you know.
He came into their, I guess their Capitol building or wherever it is that they hold these government meetings, and he came in with the army, and he came in. He's like, "Yo, we're gonna crack down on this, and whoever's on their side in jail immediately." He built a whole bunch of new jails. He has a bunch of people in prison right now. He's doing good. He's doing good things.
You know, it sucks too. Like innocent kids and innocent kids, wives, and like just people in general. Even some dudes are forced to join the gangs.
Yeah.
Like, and if they don't, they get killed. If they don't work for them, they get killed. If they don't agree with their terms,
there's probably like so many avenues too. Like there's probably like familial ties, and then there's also this like blood, like I guess deals that are like, yo, my so and so has to help out if I can't help out, or if I can't finish this deal.
Or like your father has a debt,
or you
have
that.
Or you borrowed money from the wrong guy, and he works for them, and then he sends them after you, and then and that's it. Like,
and it sucks because like now that you like, for example, in Salvador, like those people that are getting incarcerated, a lot of them are like forced into it too. So there's innocent people that are also like kind of dealt with a bad hand, but it's like there has to be a start in something. Like I feel like they're going in a progressive direction, Salvador, especially.
For sure, yeah.
And I feel like man, like just like violence overall and the innocent. That just like it makes me so sad,
Yeah, because I think like instances in that, like I think you're kind of like unfortunately you're kind of like past the point of talking. Like if you already have like that much of a foothold as like as a criminal organization, like, and you can kind of just do whatever you want, and like the populace knows about you, like and nothing is done about you. I feel like that's like probably that was the perfect time for him to be like, yo, there's my political campaign, and everyone who's like tired of shit was like, yeah.
Got
him in.
Yeah. And like I hate politics, but like you kind of have to like
it's necessary
know a little bit of it.
Yeah, that's why.
And I've noticed as more as I get older, I was like, you know what, like
it's a pick your battles kind of thing.
And it's like it sucks, man, because it's like you don't want to be affiliated with like the left, the hard left, or the hard right, but it's like they both have their points, but at the same time, it's like no, like. Chill, like
that's why I've always kind of seen myself as kind of like independent because like I take things from both ideals and I don't completely agree with either side at the same time.
Yeah, I've always been a neutral dude too. I don't know why. I guess some people consider that a weakness.
No, it's necessary because if you lean too much to another side, it's like you're putting a label on yourself, and automatically when you meet somebody, they're gonna have this predisposition of like, oh, you're this kind of way because you follow this type of idea.
No, I get that. Yeah, so even in real life situations with like homies who have beef with each other, bro, I've always been like, yo, like suck each other's dicks already, bro. Like for real, like yo, it's happened. Like I don't know if you've ever been in the middle of something like that, like like
a powwow. People are just
two of your best friends are just like not with good.
I've been not best friends, but seeing like sumo argue with people.
But yo,
and just anybody that would like argue with like a teacher, it would always like start off cringy and then like get like half the period wasted.
Yeah.
So it was just I don't know. I feel like now though I wish I participated more in those because like I felt like the people that did like had no reason or had no grounds to speak on what they spoke on.
And on both sides, bro, the teacher and the student, they both sounded like jackasses.
Like,
I get what you're saying.
One for
teachers like personally like pressed and that's where it's just like, yo, all these things where people call teachers snowflakes, it's like they're not that far off, like because for you to get like pressed about something that hasn't anything to do with like why you're in that building, your profession, because you as a teacher could just instead of responding with whatever your agenda is or saying or trying to correct them, just be like, we don't discuss that in the classroom. Whatever your beliefs are yours, and I respect them, and I ask you to respect mine. Let's continue.
That's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
Teachers have to be the voice of reason, but they're the voice of a political ideal. Like that's what it's become, bro. That's what school has become now.
Do you guys have any favorite teachers growing up?
A couple,
yeah.
I've had a lot. very few high school teachers are favorites, but elementary teachers growing up, I don't know why, they just still stand out to me. I feel like I've always wondered, like, oh, why do teachers, like, pick certain grades to teach, you know? And then, like, I think about it, I'm like, bro, who wants to fucking teach high school kids?
Yeah, I've always wondered, right? Is that like a rank up thing? Like,
yeah. Is it, right? I was like, is that a rank up or is that a downgrade?
Like, you're too good. You gotta go up a grade, or like, oh, you're shitty at teaching. You just go
the higher you go, the better pay it is.
Right. Yeah, and like college, teaching college, obviously you're a fucking professor and like, PhD this or whatever. But like, a few of my favorite teachers growing up are like definitely like my second grade teacher, one of the best. I learned a lot from her. I learned a lot about like not giving into like people's judgment. Like she was always like, "Oh, go after your dreams. Do what you like to do. Don't be afraid of being an artist." Like, and she was never hard on me like that. That's why she was my favorite teacher. And like whenever I would write, like just freely trying to express myself, she would like correct me, like, "Oh, this is grammatically incorrect, but I like where you're going." Like just the way overall how she handled everything.
What was her name?
Miss McBreen. Miss McBreen, second grade teacher.
McBreen or Miss McGreen?
Because it's constructive criticism.
I think it's McBreen, not McGreen.
Because there's okay.
And she has like 2 daughters. I don't know if maybe she
was she the one that used to live in front of Robert Waters? Because there was a teacher. I don't know if it was McGreen or McBreen.
No, I don't think she lived right in front. Okay. But she also taught I think Victor. She also had him in class. And like I would always hear it, like, "Oh, he's just like you, mini Marco." And and then my other favorite teacher, bless her soul, was Miss Allers. She was my 4th grade teacher.
4th grade? Bro, I had Miss Allers, bro. She
passed away, right?
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she passed away, bro.
When?
I'm not sure exactly. Like we can look it up right now, but she did pass away. She won like Teacher of the Year like 3 times or something like that for Robert Waters. She was like one of the best. Cause she had a way with children too, like she was nice. Even the noisy ones and like the rowdy ones and the ones that taught that like they were all that. Like she had a way with.
She was a kid whisperer, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah, and she knew, bro. I don't know how she did it. I think she had like hidden cameras. Not to be creepy, I don't think she was a creep, but like people would like be doing shit behind her back, and she'd be like, "Stop that!" And like her back is like facing everyone while she's writing stuff on the board. And it's like, bro, how the fuck does she do that? Yeah, and they would call her the Eye because of that.
Growing up though, it's just the glare on the whiteboard.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we had a chalkboard.
The reflection.
Yeah. We had a chalkboard.
Yeah. I was gonna say like
if it were that,
yeah, I would see that, but I'm sure it's a shadow or
some shit. Yeah,
like there's gotta be a tell somehow.
Yeah, but Miss Allers, and shout out to all the kids that had her. Like she was a G.
Yo, rest in peace. I did not know that. Wow, she was one of the best teachers I've ever. She was pregnant the year I had her.
Really?
So yes, towards the end we had a different teacher, but while I had her, I remember she was just the best. She would legit be very compassionate about what you were doing, and she would put all the attention on you.
Yeah. Rest in peace. Yeah, and then I had another favorite teacher, but I don't want to say her name. I'm gonna keep her name anonymous. She was my 7th grade teacher. She got caught with like a drug bust.
No.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's pretty gangster, I'm not gonna lie. Like, yo, on the low.
Weed or?
No, it was coke.
What'd she teach?
She was mainly math.
Okay.
So 7th grade, it was weird. I don't know.
2 teachers.
You have like 2 teachers. Yeah.
You're just off in the classroom. Let's
learn. So how it happened is that someone ratted on her basically. Damn. So there was a snitch. And like I don't fuck with snitches, but I get it. Like people, I don't know.
Well, for sure, she shouldn't be doing coke in school.
It's just like
she wasn't doing it. It was more like
she sold it.
Like she was meeting up with someone, right, to like hand it to them, and then they would go and like hand it to whoever.
She was a middleman.
Basically, I think I'm not sure, but
she was the plug.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
She was hella cool though. She was hella cool. And then like years later, bro, like after I found this out and she did her time, obviously she couldn't teach again. And but later down the line when I had a job at BJ's, right? I used to work at BJ's and I was the dude that checked your fucking receipt. I hated it, bro.
What'd you do, bro? Did you just like
you just stand there. They don't even let you have coffee, bro, like next to you. Like they didn't let you have drinks. I don't know, bro. That company sucked ass. like
You could spill it.
not to shit on the people who have careers in that field, because like every job is a job and the jobs are needed. Like someone needs to have a person to fill that job, and that's respectable.
Checking receipts, I don't think is a career, but
No, I know it's not. It's not.
Not a career with a future.
But I had to look like I'm doing something, and I'm not gonna lie, yo. I let people get away, like yo.
You saw it?
Yeah, I would see like
PS4.
He has a TV marked for an orange or whatever.
Yeah.
You think
You're good.
You know how many receipts I check in a day? I know this isn't your cart.
The manager shows up, and I'm like, hey, wait. Checking every single item.
You get like the nod of approval out of your peripherals.
Yeah.
He's doing
Yeah.
He's doing
his job.
Like fucking like the VIP access, and then I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. But I saw her once shopping at BJ's, and like she came up to do a receipt check, and I didn't even bother. I'm like, forgive me.
I know you wouldn't steal.
And I was like, she looked familiar, and I'm like, nah, it's not her. And I'm just like looking real quick, and I'm like, go ahead, guys. And then she's like, Marco, and I'm like, who are you? And she's like, you don't remember me? I remember you. I was like. Then it clicked, and I'm like, Miss so and so. Like I'm gonna keep her name anonymous.
I was hoping he was gonna say.
Yeah,
I thought you forgot for a second.
You can tell us off air.
No, yeah, I'll tell you guys off air. You'll be like, what? But
I probably don't even know.
also Robert Waters, another Robert Waters teacher.
Oh, okay.
She lost weight when I saw her last.
Yeah, the coke, bro.
Maybe, I don't know. But she was doing good for herself. Like she had to figure something out. She was doing like dog grooming or like dog sitting or whatever. And that business is pretty booming right now. Like people love their dogs, man, and they're willing to pay a pretty penny. I mean, I paid my brother a good maybe $700 in total since like the last trip, and then the trip before that, just taking care of my dog Cookie. Yeah, he's like my son basically. And I mean, like I told him, like, bro, I'd rather pay you, someone that I know, someone who's family, and like a good like rate, than someone who's gonna ask for more. Because through the app, you have to pay the middleman and all that, and like it's expensive. It is for a whole week, bro.
What app are you like trying to? Because I know a couple. Like I know there's one. Waggle.
Yeah, I did Rover. I'm actually doing Rover right now for like a side gig, just helping.
Oh
people.
yeah, so like that's another thing that Waggle does too. You can walk people's dogs, take care of their dogs.
Yeah,
that's the shit.
Yeah, you could there's an option now where you could like take people's dogs in your own crib, and then like an overnight stay or something like that, or like whatever.
How much they pay you?
You can choose your own rate, but they start you off. They start you off with like a recommended rate, like here to build off your clientele. Here's like how much it should be, but then you could like
So I
There's a
could.
lot of risks with that, like depending on what you do, because like you don't know how people treat their dogs if you're taking care of them properly. And if you have your own pets, that's a different thing. And
you have to put all of that in there. Like, if you have pets at home, are they friendly with other dogs or are they not? Like they ask you every kind of question, and then like you kind of like mark off like okay.
What about just dog walking? Like I could just drive up to Edgewater,
Yeah, you
my
probably
location,
go to their house,
pick up like dogs and shit.
Yeah, basically, just dog walking.
That's awesome.
You could just set it in your profile like, I only do dog walking. And then they just ask you to like, what's your schedule look like? You give them your days, your availability. Like, I only do it like maybe twice a week or once a week.
That's tough. I like that.
Yeah, I'm still trying to stand out, like, because people won't hit you up if you don't stand out. But like as long as you get your foot in the door, it's pretty good money.
Walking the dog.
Yeah.
Like,
And so back to my teacher. She saw me. It clicked. I recognized her, and I'm like, "Oh, Miss So and So," and I'm like, "Holy crap!" Like I knew what happened, but I didn't say it because that's rude. You don't want to bring that up. You don't bring that up. And she was with her kids, her son and her daughter.
Oh, definitely wouldn't have been the right time either.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's been so long. You look good. You lost weight." Holy, I complimented her. And she did. She looked good for her age. Like, not like that. Not like, oh shit, she's hot. No.
He's just like, who was it? And then
yeah. It was more like I'm glad that she was doing good for herself. Like she wasn't in a rut anymore, and like she had to find something. I mean, like anyone should, right? If you're unfortunately like if something like that happens, that shouldn't be the last thing to like bring you down. Like she fought through that, and I'm sure she fought through all the judgment, from like other people and her friends.
Bro, her peers, bro.
Yeah, her peers, exactly. Yeah,
that must have been hard.
But
she probably had like a good like teacher friend group or something.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to her outside of work, but like I couldn't because I was still like doing my hours and shit. But like it was good. We caught up, and then she told me about what she was doing, and that was that. And I was like, oh shit, cool.
That's good. I always like catching up with like old teachers.
Cool teachers,
Yeah. She was cool, bro. Like she really was. It just sucks that she, got herself involved in that, but
shit happens. Sometimes you're
shit
not
happens, and you learn from it. You learn, and then you just keep moving forward. I feel like that was a big lesson that she taught me.
Well, for sure, teachers aren't making that much money anyway. So it's like, and Union City back in the day was really ghetto.
Oh
when we
yeah,
were kids.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I feel like arguably, I don't know how much teachers make. Like,
I think they're getting underpaid a little bit.
Yeah,
some of them are.
I always feel like in certain teachers have a very laid back like position, like history teachers and
Gym
maybe
teachers.
art teachers, and
Bro, gym
especially gym teachers, bro. All you do is fucking sit for 7 hours a day and throw balls. Like,
yo,
you gotta grade someone on the amount of push-ups, and all you gotta do is see if that number of push-ups falls out the fucking letter grade.
And you know what's funny? Like, sometimes the gym teacher doesn't even look fit. Like, who are you to tell me?
That's what I appreciate you so much. I fucking Mr. Falco was my first teacher. I'd be like, yo, this is the guy that's gonna be teaching me fitness. He's like 3 of me.
Yeah, yo, for real.
I was just like,
I mean, I've always loved fitness, like being active and doing sports, so I never had a problem with it. But other people, like, I see the struggle, like it's not easy just to like do jogs and like, 'cause it's not part of their routine. So I feel like once you make it a part of your routine, it's easier. And like a lot of girls too, they, girls then they didn't want to do shit, but some of them, like once we all got active, I felt like once you were all in like that group routine, you kind of get the reason why it is the way it is. And so it's like, it's just trying to stay healthy and like, you're trying to like, with sex ed too and all that shit. Like that was interesting. I never really had the bees in the, what do you call that?
Birds and the bees.
The birds and the bees talk with my parents, like very briefly with my dad, one-on-one, but it wasn't in depth, like I had to learn that shit in health and through friends, and like.
Yeah, because our parents were from another country where they definitely didn't have that talk. They just did it. They would just do shit.
They're just like bunnies, fucking
squeezing
squeezing them out and popping them out.
Their talk with you is, when you're going outside, don't fucking touch anybody or like, be careful. Like,
my dad is always just like, oh, wear a condom. That's it. That's all he says. It's like, oh.
Like, I'm going to a baby shower.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yo, my dad, not gonna lie, he told me the same thing. He'd be like, just make sure you got rubbers on you, alright? Like, you can get this, you can get that, you can like, he showed me pictures and I'm like, oh. Ugh. Like, thank you. Thank you for scaring the shit out of me.
There's pictures of him.
It's pictures of him.
But in case you didn't believe it.
This is herpes.
Oh, man. And it's real, bro. I'm not gonna lie. This might be too much info, but I'm just saying this because like guys out there are not alone. Like it can happen. So there was one time I caught something, but it wasn't that crazy. It wasn't syphilis. It wasn't herpes. It wasn't any of those fucking crazy ones. It was a small one. And how I got it was using a bathroom.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So like when you use a bathroom. I don't know how you guys do it, but like I make sure I have toilet paper on that seat, like nice and fat. I don't care if I waste toilet paper, bro. But like, do not let your dick touch the wall or the water, bro. I swear to God, dude, it's so annoying because sometimes the toilets are small, so you can't help it.
I know exactly what you mean.
Like, what the fuck do you do?
Work bathroom,
you just tuck it up or like
my work bathroom? There was 3 stalls. My stall, and I use that like. Properly, my stall, because I only use 1 stall. If someone else saw someone else in it, I was like, that's it. I can't use it for the rest of the day today. I go in there, and we had like these automatic wipe things, like the paper dispensers. I'd get like 3 of them shits. The soap dispenser, and I wiped the whole shit down, like the seat.
No, that's good.
For 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And I just be like, yo, because all I do was watching the door. Like I was a desk receptionist or whatever the fuck. So.
I don't shit in public bathrooms. Never have, never will.
But that's the thing. They're not public. Those are straight up employee bathrooms. And like, the only time I've ever seen anyone else use those bathrooms is the other people in the other office. But they were like they all worked remote. So it was like one guy, one old head. And
I try and avoid using public bathrooms, but sometimes they get so bad, bro. And I can't.
One picture this guy put, because you know how the seats are like a U. When you're in a pool, he put a sock on each one. To cover it.
That's a good plan. That's a good plan.
The second picture was like
Hey,
toilet paper and shit. So
new
like,
product,
Yeah, make a cloth that's made out of pure Clorox and just leave it there and just sit and take a shit.
Then what happens after? You just take it out and wash it?
No,
You
you
just
just
throw
leave
it
it there.
out.
You just throw it
You
out?
leave it there,
You're
bro.
gonna reuse it?
It's cloth, right? But I feel like you should.
I wonder if there's a way to like automate it because like they have a bunch of like bidets are like a like.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, we need bidets over
like,
here.
What if
We need them here now.
Why? You want water shooting up into your
It's not like it's
asshole?
going inside.
It's not going inside. It's just like they have
It's just hitting the
different.
wall.
It's
They have-
rimming you? It's
They have
like-
different
yeah.
like levels to it, and like, bro, don't knock it till you try it. But yo, being clean, being clean all the time is like, especially down there, like, yo, you'll be ready for head anytime, bro. Like anytime.
No more duck butter.
I mean, bro, it happens. Like, you know, a long day at work, sweaty as fuck, and then like,
You got
oh,
the cheese.
Especially if you're Spider-Man.
You got the
sucking in
cheese.
yo, give it some sazon, right? Bro, but I want a bidet, dude. Like, I don't know, man. Sometimes, like, I don't like showering every day. Like, that's just me. I don't know if you guys do, but I shower like one day, yes, 2 days, and then shower again, and then 1 day skip, and then, you know, I like 3 times a week. Some people do it every day. You're not supposed to.
My thing is, I don't wash my hair every single day.
Yeah, me too. I don't wash my hair.
I shower because I sweat all the time. So.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
To
That's
each their
my
own,
thing
dude.
too. Like, especially if I know I'm sweaty, like I have to take a shower.
I'm sweaty as fuck,
I
bro.
can't sit and sweat. Like,
Yeah.
that's like my biggest pet peeve.
Yeah, I hate it too. I hate it when like you wake up and you're still like half naked, but you're still sweating. And like,
Yeah.
I
bro,
fucking hate that shit.
There was a lot of people in high school with swamp ass, and they get up off of their chair and be like, "Oh, you can sit here." I'm like,
no.
I can see the gleam.
yo, man, I can see the print, the gleam, and everything.
Like, you can have that. Man.
You'll see the bubble mark too.
But
Like,
that's you know what? You're not wrong. Like at gym when they were still on the
oh god,
because all
yo.
you be wearing shorts like this, like
Yeah.
basketball shorts.
Yeah,
And it's fucking some people
Whole
are
ass
too
print,
comfortable.
Whole ass print on the fucking bleachers.
Yo,
That's
for real.
fucking crazy.
This should be illegal.
It should be. Or I think if you're conscious, you should be just wipe it down, bro.
Yeah.
Or do one of like a shake. Like, shake it.
yo, in the gyms, bro. Back when East Sporta used to be Bally's. I don't know if you remember that,
No.
bro. It was nasty, bro. Like the sweatiest dudes would leave. Not just their butt sweat, but like their back, leg, all that. They will never wipe it down.
And they would get up. You would
Yeah.
see the whole thing, and
Yeah.
and like you could use it.
No wonder Bally's went out of business. Bro.
I would have been a lawsuit or something. I don't know, like on the company, the person using the machine. Like, anyone I could serve the papers to.
Yeah. Do you guys know what's gonna happen to that place?
It's probably gonna close.
East
down.
Porto? It's done.
Yeah, it's done. Like it's completely empty now. Like my brother told me, and he used to go there all the time. And like, bro, they need to do something with that theater / gym area.
Yeah,
It's
I was
just
thinking.
vacant.
You think they're gonna like? I hope they don't. But you think they're gonna bulldoze like some of that area?
I hope not. And they
Okay,
can't
man.
because it's also
It's part of the
it's
integration.
integral to
Yeah.
shop right.
They've got a bunch of other those. What if like those have a shelf life? You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna be there for that long.
They could do a lot. They can make like a mini mall in there. Like
Yeah, they
that
can.
movie theater section is big.
It is. But I think one of the major issues is that the property tax for that place is probably so fucking high.
Yeah.
So like people can't afford it. You know, like maybe in like the first 2 years, yeah. But if you don't make that comeback, if you don't make that profit, it's
fucked.
like you're basically just living off of
And it's
your,
like
what you make.
it's a good space, but it's like a shitty position. Like it's like
Yeah.
you gotta know about it, or you gotta be going down that ramp.
Yeah, and it is a weird location.
Like,
it is.
because there's not like. Even when the theater was up, there wasn't like in theaters here like
That is true.
Yeah, yeah.
Until you went under there
Yeah.
wasn't signs.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right.
That's what I mean. Like you can't tell it's there until you go down the ramp, and it's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fucking go down the route and then be like, oh shit, we saw a movie theater, and then make the whole fucking you're not.
Yeah, you would have to keep going down, going
Go to
somewhere
Patterson
now.
Plank
Yeah.
Road, get back on 3-9, then do that circle.
That's what I mean. Like it's not.
Doesn't make
it's
sense.
a weird spot, and then it's like. If you're going there for like any other reason, you're not gonna find out either, because I don't think it ever showed at the top that it was a cinema too. At the
No,
bottom.
they did, and on the big sign they did, but
it's hard to find it.
But even then,
it's hard to find it.
It's weird to find the ramp on the second level to go down too. It's all the way on the
right side.
The shop right.
Yeah. And so people don't know that it's there. Like for newcomers, like they've never been here before. It's like I can see how people don't get it right away.
Bro, they gotta take down a bunch of those businesses, bro. That 99-cent store has been there for too long. They took down the buffet. Good. Put in some good, better stores in there.
You remember when? I think it might have been.
They had a Models there, and then they just closed it down.
Models closed down everywhere. Though.
Oh yeah,
something tropical.
Pollo tropical. Oh,
bro. Why that place closed?
I heard that they had rats.
Damn.
I like Pollo Tropical too.
They should have just cleaned that shit.
They have that in Florida. They have a lot of those. Florida.
I don't know if you ever saw one of those podcasts when I brought it up. You like Cheeseburger in Paradise?
Yeah, I've had it.
They closed over here, but they opened in Hawaii. Like that's where they're at apparently now.
That's bullshit.
What?
I don't know if they have more locations, but like I just remember like when I went there on vacation, and I saw it there, and I was like,
"You went to Hawaii?"
Yeah, I went.
Oh, nice.
I went for like I think a week or maybe. Do you remember?
It was like a week and a half, no?
I think so.
Did you buy your tickets like way ahead of time?
Yeah, my mom did, like, because she had we were supposed to go, like, on a trip the year prior, but, like, it got canceled because of COVID, and then we just had the vouchers for mad long, and we just peeped that they were going to, like, expire in another, like, 2 months, so we were like, yo, where we going? And so
that's what's up. Yeah, I want to go to Hawaii, definitely.
It was fun. I did a parasailing for the first time, and I have a huge fear of heights, and that shit was fun. And, like, I made them, like, drift and drag me in the water for a little bit. Like,
nice.
Can you rent, like, jet skis over there and shit?
Probably.
Yeah, right?
You probably can. Like, because the whole dock I was on to get on the parasailing had a bunch of, like, attraction things. Like, and there was, like, a...
Oh, that must have been so beautiful,
Bro, they had a fucking Pirates of the Caribbean ship, too, like, as an attraction thing.
Wow.
Amber Heard's there as the bad guy. She's the octopus guy.
But they had that. They had parachuting and skydiving, too, apparently. So,
that's
like,
the shit.
Every time I want to go jet skiing anywhere, like you need a boat license.
You do.
Yeah, it's so stupid for a little.
There's not like a commercial like thing, like useful.
So when I went to Puerto Rico, we found some that were like, "Oh, you don't need a license," but they were asking like ridiculous prices, bro, like up the ass, because it's a tourist attraction too. So I guess like that's what they were taking advantage of. We're like, nah, man, we're not paying that much.
And they probably also know too, like that they're one of the only places that don't require the license.
Yeah.
Probably like.
And they didn't have enough life vests, and that was a little concerning.
So yeah, it's probably a ghetto operation.
Yeah. And it's so like you just gotta find a cool spot and with like legit people and like.
That's why we should go to Hawaii.
We gotta go. Yeah.
They have a bunch of different beaches. I want to go to them all because we didn't get to go when I went with my mom. But like, there's like a beach that has black sand, red sand, green sand.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Did you go to the Big Island? Did you go to Honolulu? That's the Big Island. And then from there, they take you on boat to the other ones. Like
we didn't go to the other islands.
No, but is that how it works? Like
I would assume so. Yeah, probably. Right? Yeah, because they have a shit ton of docks everywhere. They have docks in the places that you literally just take a boat to cross a river.
That's it. Shit. I want to go see the volcanoes that they have over there, like the mountains, bro. They look crazy.
Yeah,
the hills like in Jurassic Park and shit. That's where they're at and everything. Like I went through the thing.
Damn, that's pictures. Fire, yo.
They're like we went through like because they leave like the bones and shit from like the sets and everything. It was nice.
That's what's up. I've never been that far out. Like, well, I can only travel in the country, you know. So Hawaii counts as United States territory.
It's a state.
It's a state. Yeah. So I should be able. Yo, how long was that flight though?
9 hours. 10 hours back.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that, bro. My last flight here, so I went to LA recently, which is why I got a little sick. But I'm a little jet lagged too. I'm not gonna lie, because it's 3 hours difference.
Yeah.
So today I woke up and I'm like, damn, I'm tired as fuck still, but it's already almost 12. It's already almost 1. But over there, it's 3 hours back.
Yeah.
So.
My fault.
No, you're good. You're good.
It was cool going over there. Had a bunch of shit. Like they showed like old ass villages too, and like they were like mad adamant about like how back then when they were like living in tribes and shit that like every family had like 3 or 4 buildings because they couldn't like they had a strong belief in not working where they slept and not sleeping where they worked and not eating where they slept or worked.
Right.
So like they had separate buildings for all that shit.
That's pretty. I can see that.
I'm like that's tough. That's a lot of extra work, but like that's like not to like demean that practice, but like that's what I do in like Minecraft world. Like I'll make a house to store my shit and sleep. Another place for like I guess farming and like grinding XP, and then another place for and then that's it. Like done.
I get that. You know, I think one of the biggest mistakes I made was having a TV in my bedroom. Because I feel like I never get my proper sleep.
Exactly.
Right? And then, like, it just get easily distracted. So, like, I try to, like, make it so, like, my work environment is a little different than my chill environment. Because, like, I used to work a lot in my bedroom. That's just back in the day, you know, I was limited to one bedroom. That's how I started, you know, like, building your own little home studio. You start in your bedroom, and then you, like, expand, and then, like, you get your own separate room. And, but, yeah, like, I used to, like, struggle getting shit done because I would, like, my desk is right here, but my desk I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna just lay down, and I'm like, bro, you don't get shit done, you know.
That's why I put the bed up. Like when I like wake up in the morning and shit, I try to put the bed away so I don't like, I've been streaming for a couple hours and I go and I eat food and I get that food coma. And
Yeah. I mean, like to each their own, but I don't know. I feel like I get to enjoy the living room a little bit more, because that way I'm like, all right, if I want to watch TV, I'll go to the living room. You know, and like chill on that nice ass couch.
It's good to separate those things.
Yeah. But you know, it is the way it is now, and like I'm just working on fixing my sleeping schedule. I'm trying to like wake up earlier and like get like some fitness in before like the day really starts. Just cause like I feel like me personally, I'm the type of person that like focuses a lot better with a little bit of like that blood pumping through, you know, like that circulation. And I used to love, bro. I used to do in high school. Before high school, I did Taekwondo training. I went up to blue belt. And I really liked it. And I was like the fittest ever I've ever been. I was like peaking basically. I peaked before high school, and then high school I joined the football team. So I was doing twice the fitness, and like it felt good. I was able to like focus, study, and shit like that.
I'm gonna step out, Adrian.
No worries. And like I noticed that because like school makes you wake up so early, and there's like a certain routine that you got to go through. I was like getting used to it. Then after high school, that's when like I started going, you know, doing like partying more, you know, being like soul searching and all that. And then I fucked it up along the way, and then it catches up with you. Like if you don't stick with a routine, your body will also like react to it in a certain way.
The routine ends up becoming, oh, let me sleep, lay down, not do anything, not think. Like that's why school is good in that sense that at least it keeps you thinking.
Yeah.
It keeps you working and it keeps you moving. And it keeps you in a steady routine. I think that's what they're trying to do, but what it really feels like is like a machine, you know?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, bro. I hated school because of that. Like it just felt like another brick in the wall, and they're only teaching you what the Board of Education wants you to learn. You know, my bro's here.
It's like John Wick.
Gets the pencil.
Looks like John Wick mixed with a Sith.
It's like a homeless John Wick.
Yo, if Keanu Reeves was in a Star Wars movie, I think he would kill it.
Yeah, as a Sith for sure.
Yo, he would.
He could have been Kylo Ren.
He could have been.
Nah. Yeah, he could have been Kylo Ren.
No, right? Like, look at him. Adam Driver killed it.
Yeah. I think he did. He was pretty good.
The last two movies are bad.
I don't even consider them canon anymore.
No, I mean
which movies?
But
Star Wars.
This is the last two Star Wars.
I didn't watch the last one just because of like the bullshit TikTok clips I saw, like because they get like some like mental connection or whatever, and they can like fight. I don't know what it was.
They were like telepathically fighting each other somehow.
Bro, it was not the Force, bro. The shit that they invented in The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, that's not the Force, bro.
I mean, a lot of it was used in the comics.
It was bullshit.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, but the comics is not George Lucas's original vision.
But they're still canon.
No.
It was.
I don't care.
The books, I think the books came out first, right? Like the actual novels.
A lot of the novels came out first.
Yeah, they had a lot of source material, bro.
Bro, a lot that they didn't use too. That they didn't use. They made non-canon the Old Republic shit. Yeah. A lot of that shit is not. Canon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They're starting another show?
I heard about that they're gonna make
Andor looks.
But Andor is the start of the rebellion, right? That's what that is.
Yeah.
They're not. I don't know if they're ever gonna do anything on the Old Republic, but something.
I know the 3D animation series. That's canon too. Like what happens in the Attack of the Clone Wars.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the fucking when they had all the people animate like an anime version of the Star Wars episodes.
Oh no, the Visions, right? You're talking about Visions.
I didn't like some of those episodes.
Some of them were okay. Yeah, I could see where. Yeah, I didn't like some of them either.
I just like, I don't know, like, and that's my misjudgment, like, because I was just like, yo, the amount of animated lightsaber fights gonna be dope. Because I love the first one. I have the figurines for it right there.
Oh, that's sick.
The Ronin and the
yeah,
robot.
that one was sick.
I like that one.
That one was sick.
And then right after, I saw the one where they had the Jedi singer, who wasn't really a Jedi, and he had a band with like one of the huts. Like,
oh yeah, like, yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this?
I saw that too.
It's cringy.
I saw that.
It's disgusting.
Like it was more.
It's disgusting.
I think it was meant for a more child-based audience.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get that.
But it's like, I don't know, it just wasn't for me.
Did you guys like The Mandalorian?
Hell yes.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
He's gonna get mad, and maybe you too, but I still haven't finished the second season.
Yo,
I just haven't picked up the controller or gone to the fucking website.
Well, I wish I was you, because I would watch it all over again, like not knowing what's gonna happen. But
I know. What did you watch it already?
Yeah, I saw the whole thing.
Oh yeah, so I know Luke is there. But that's why like I haven't watched it. I feel like
that
there's not like anything
I
new
don't know
for
why
me.
anybody. I hate that people spoil that shit. Like, I remember too when I saw it. I hadn't seen it yet because I was gonna watch it with him, and in the morning I woke up and I see Luke's face on YouTube, and I'm like,
and then he called me. He's like,
and like I don't give a fuck how you can watch it, but like IGN too. Like I'm no one, so it's not like IGN's gonna like fucking do anything to this video. But like IG has a habit of going on their Twitter and be like, "Yo, spoilers" at the top, and then the picture's right there. It's like, what the fuck, like like,
let me enjoy.
They only give you like a day or less than a day to like catch up, and before they start spoiling.
They give you half an hour, and then
it's like, how do you put the spoilers with the content? Like,
yeah.
Like that was the thing with the like I never like thought that Tom Holland was an asshole for like leaking that movie the one time, because he picked it up face up with the picture. And then he shows it, he turns it around, and then immediately puts it down, because on the back is where it says, "Do not show this to anybody."
He's a moron, though. Like, he's done that so many times that it's like... that was like one of the 5th times that he did it. He should have been like, I should have known.
Yeah. I think all the other times, though, were like audible, like they were in conversation.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. He's not good at
not in
interviews.
like material.
No. They always have a PR person with him, and he always gets in trouble. But it's like, you can't fight Spider-Man.
Yeah, right. You can actually do backflips.
Oh yeah, for Loki, when Owen Wilson was starting to play Mobius, he talked about the fact that he had a mustache, and I guess that kind of spoiled the character. And he said he got a text like "strike one."
Oh shit! Big Brother style from Marc. Strike one. What the fuck?
It's like, if you want to keep slinging webs.
They took a video of Tom Holland because he said something about No Way Home before it came out. And you can like see him in the interview, kind of like just stop talking,
uncomfortably,
kinda, like,
right?
repositioned himself, like because he slipped up. And I'm like, yo, this is the funniest shit. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to keep anything in.
For No Way Home, everyone slipped up, bro.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Yeah, everyone did. Yeah,
That's true. Andrew Garfield.
They were like,
He held his own for a good while.
Oh, he did. Tobey Maguire wasn't doing interviews or anything, but all the bad guys, like what's this guy's name?
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe and Dr. Odd. They said it in like news reviews that they were gonna come back, and it's just like, damn, like let us live it first.
That Spider-Man movie was
goated.
Like it was definitely fan service, but at the same time, it was good.
It was really good.
Like, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I'm not gonna lie. The first superhero that I've ever got into was Spider-Man. First game I ever played was the Spider-Man game that Activision made with Neversoft.
On the PS2?
Yeah, on the PlayStation 2.
Yo, the pizza music. The pizza
it was PS1, right?
You got like a minute 30 seconds to bring a pizza, like 36 blocks. So I'm like, yo,
yeah, you're
crazy.
Time trial.
It was so cool, man. Like, seeing how the game evolved over the years. Like, bro, you couldn't even go on the floor first. Like, you had
the first one, if you went too low, you just fall and die. Bro, and the boss fight with the Green Goblin in that game was one of the hardest boss fights I ever had.
He's flying, and you got a web all the way there.
And you gotta worry about the projectiles, you gotta worry about fucking losing him, the speed, and falling.
Yeah.
Like, because if you go too low, that's it.
It was that Spider-Man game that made me discover Fantastic Four, Daredevil, and I think the X-Men. Because, like, there's, like, little cameos in there.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Fun fact is that the graphics, the engine that they used for Spider-Man was the same one from Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And like in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, I think for the PlayStation 2,
You can unlock
Spider-Man as a character.
Really?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, Tony Hawk games, like, they were also big on my childhood. The music. That's how I got into punk and rock. I got into hip-hop first because of my cousins. Growing up, they listened to a lot of Eminem, 50 Cent, bro, all the OGs, Snoop Dogg, West Coast meets East Coast, like, yeah, bro. And I thought, like, when you're young and you're getting to, like, you're learning about yourself and learning how to express yourself. Like, I used to rock do-rags, bro. Yeah, but like, imagine a little Mexican boy. But I used to rock the do-rag with like a fucking jersey, fucking Knicks jersey, and I thought I knew shit, but I didn't know shit.
It would have been funnier if you were in like just a regular wife beater tank top. Yeah. Or you would have sold like a stereotype.
Yeah, it was definitely the influence that my cousin had, and then like I started learning about other music, and I'm like, holy shit, I fuck with everything. I can't honestly say that I love all sorts of music except some forms of country, but I do like wild western country, like more like ambient, theatrical music, like like dude's walking in the desert, he's about to die, and like what would be the soundtrack in the background for that, like sad, almost like Johnny Cash type, like
that's why like music changes a lot of scenes. Like I used to laugh at certain video games because it's like there's supposed to be a sad song, but sometimes the music is like accidentally uplifting. I'm like, yo. Like my child is bleeding out. Like, but that's why like music can change like undertones like that very quickly.
Especially in horror movies, like there's not a lot of horror movies out right now that can truly scare you or like psychologically are thrilling.
It's more jump scares.
But the jump scares, like when that jump scare's coming now, right? Because you hear the music, you're like,
so you know like the cue for it.
Yeah, so it's like sound engineering and music is something that's always like stood out to me, and I just want to do more of it. Like I've been trying to find the means and more of like a way of like doing it and fitting it more in my schedule and trying to put myself on the map, like build an online audience and like show people like, oh, this is what I do, like here's my work. And a lot of it, like I have been afraid for a long time for like, oh, what if it's not good, And then like all my homies would be like, bro, it's gonna be good. And like if you like it, that's all that matters. There's always gonna be people that fuck with you, and the fake ones are gonna like talk trash about you and like, whatever. But, if the support system is big with me, and for a while I guess like I've denied myself to be able to reach out to have that support system, And that's why this Cali trip was very healing for me, because it taught me like, like you can do anything. You really can. You can do anything and do the steps that you need to take to manifest that. The only person that's holding you back is yourself. And so a lot of that comes with all this fear and this like this predetermined notion that like, oh, like, how long it's gonna take for me to be like successful, whatever. But now like, I've noticed that people are getting hot on TikTok in like a day, 2 days, And I'm like, that could be our big break. And like, he reaches out to me every now and then. He's like, yo, I don't want to overstep or like, say too much or whatever. But I'm like, nah, bro. Like, I feel like he's the person that like, that what my conscience is trying to tell me too. Like, yo, let's get back to it. Like, what's going on, And a lot of it was like depression and like, overthinking and like fucking anxiety. Like, my anxiety has skyrocketed over the years a lot. And one of the ways that I've learned to cope with it was, I spoke with my parents about it. I spoke with my brothers about it. They know about it. And sometimes it's not just that. Like, you need to like see a therapist or someone that can like tell you what it is or what it might mean of what you're doing, or like maybe you're unaware of certain traumas that you might have or might not have. And like I didn't know, but yeah, like my anxiety has gotten worse because I've never been able to fully address it.
Yeah.
And learning to cope with it and embracing it is different than knowing that it's there and just letting it linger. It's very different. So that's one of the things that like now I'm brutally honest with my boys. Like, yo, today I'm not feeling so good, yo. Like, I'm feeling a little down. I'm a little anxious. Like, and they'd be like, yo, bro, no worries. But you want me to come through instead? Like, let's talk. You know, I'd be like, yeah, you know what, that'd be cool. Come over. Or like sometimes I'm like, no, I need a personal day. You know, and mental health check is very important. Like, I feel like I wish more companies, more jobs offered personal days, like mental health days, because it's very important, man. Like when you're overwhelmed, overstimulated, you don't know. Like sometimes, like your mind will just function a little differently than what you're used to. And you know, it didn't help my cause because when I was young, like I'm talking like 17, 16. When I first started smoking weed, I was like 14. That's mad young, right? Like you think like 13-year-old, 14-year-old, and that's when I was just trying it. I wasn't doing it consecutively. Not until I ran into freshman year of high school. That's when like you know all my homies, all my friends, all these new people that I got cool with, they were all doing it, and so you know I liked it. I did it. You know how many blunts I went through, bro. Like I don't know. I can honestly say I'm a veteran smoker, but I'm not like fully proud of it because for a long time it did make me complacent to like where I was in life. Like, oh, I don't, you know, I'll do that shit next year. Or,
This is what I always say about it too, because I don't shit because we have a lot of friends that smoke, you know, a lot of close friends, and I'm fine with it. And for a long time, I also quit because I started realizing that weed enables laziness.
yeah,
And
it really it does. It
not,
can.
and not
That's why I
on just
always say
myself,
that.
but on most people, like it just enables laziness. And I try. Sometimes you try to tell people that, and they take it the wrong way, you know. So that's
No, but it like you can't force a horse to drink water if they're not gonna want to like drink it. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So think of it like
I think
that.
the saying is you can walk
Yeah,
the horse to water.
you kind of have to like let people learn on their own. Like, oh, you know, like if they need help figuring out why they're not getting stuff done, then like that's just it'll come to them slowly. It'll come to them eventually. Like, oh shit, maybe I need to change the way that I'm doing life, or like, or how I'm getting up, or how you know.
I like where you're going, but do you think there are some people that need that slap in the face? Because I think sometimes there are some people that need that. Like, listen, like like laying there and thinking about it isn't enough for them. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know. I maybe not like super physical.
No,
Not
not
like an actual slap in the
I mean,
face.
like verbally, like listen, like a check.
Yeah, yeah. I
Listen,
mean, I feel like it's important.
It's been
for
years and you're still just smoking, like,
I
or
feel
you're
like
still just
yeah,
bad.
yeah. If you have friends that really truly care about you, like that really actually fucking care about your well being, your mental health, like they don't want to see you do bad in life. They want to see you do good. They want to see you doing better than them. Those are the homies that really matter. You know, like and for a long time I thought I didn't have those homies, but like that was just me
Getting in your own head.
getting in my own head and feeding myself negativity. Like, no, there are people out there that really care about you, and if you were gone, bro, like their whole world is gonna change.
That's what I think sometimes too.
And sometimes like boys need that check. Like, yo, bro, like, hold on, let me talk to you real quick. Like, you know, sometimes what I do is like I don't put them on the spot in front of a group.
You take them out.
I'm like, yo, real quick, yo, just come with me outside. I want to talk to you. You know, just 1-on-1, like, you know. And I've had it with John. I've had it with I've had talks with Victor too in the past. Like he'll be like, you know, sometimes it's pride too. Like pride, like, oh, I got it figured out. Like I don't need help. I used to be like that too. My dad would offer help. He would offer to talk to me. I'd be like, no, I don't want to talk. Like you don't know what I'm going through because you didn't go through the same shit that I went through. But that's unfair either. You know, like.
Yeah.
Like he wants to like genuinely know like what's going on, like how did it get this way, what happened along the way, you know. And along the way was just like me trying to fit in, trying to make people happy, and I never prioritized myself, you know. And when you do that, that takes a toll on you after years and years and years, you know.
You build that routine in your mind.
Yeah, exactly. And like when you finally start doing stuff for yourself, it kind of feels weird. It doesn't feel normal. But that's not how it should be. That's you need to like psychologically retrain your brain to learn bad habits, learn from them, and then like take them as lessons and be like, okay, see, this is what happens if I actually put in the work. Like, what happens if I actually wake up at 9, even if I don't want to. Like, I fucking hate waking up early. I'm never gonna be a morning person, but I'll do it because it'll one make me start my day with like good blood circulation. I won't feel sluggish. And then at the end of the day, I'll feel nice and tired so that I can actually go to bed at a decent time. You know? And like, I've been cutting back on smoking a lot. Like, I love weed. It'll always be there. That's one thing. Like, if I wanted to quit and really quit, then I know it'll always be there. Like, I know when I come back, I'm gonna get mad fucking stoned, and like, it's only gonna take a little bit. It's gonna last longer. So that's what another way I do it. My rule of thumb is like, if you start feeling sluggish, and you start feeling like you're not getting shit done, just take a little break. A little break from sugar, not just drugs, but like substances too, like sugar, caffeine, weed. Just drink water, eat good, and then give it a week, and try and include a little bit of fitness. Maybe just do like 10 push-ups once a day, and it's easier said than done. It takes a lot of work, but it's also important to identify the enablers, because I after high school, when I wanted to take a break, but they're not really my friends no more, like right now, but back in the day they were my homies, or so I thought. They'd be like, man, you're being a bitch, bro. Just take a hit real quick. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
And it's
I used to be friends with shit like that too. Like, I used to, he knows what I'm talking about, but like, we used to buy like A's and pack them into 2 joints. Like,
yeah, bro.
I can buy an 8 by myself now and make it last a week. Like,
yo, sometimes
like,
sometimes you or Adrian would be telling me stories, and I'm like, you guys did the same shit I did when I was young. Like, holy shit, if not more.
Is, like, I don't smoke. I smoke often. I don't smoke excessively. I feel like that's the differentiation that I should make, because it's like, I don't smoke like 3-4 joints in a day, maybe 2-3 bowls in a day.
Yeah, and it's different. It's a little different.
And like, I'll corner that, maybe take a hit at like 12. My next hit's at like 2. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it, because you're taking it to the face, it also like hits different.
Yeah,
but that's why I also like, because I used to be friends with a lot of potheads. Like, when I worked at Target, almost everyone there was a pothead.
Oh yeah,
funny.
Yeah.
And we used to have like conversations about weed in general, and just be like, listen, I don't think it's bad to be a pothead. I think it's bad if you're an unproductive pothead, because a lot of people smoke and then this, oh, well, now I got to go to sleep for the rest of the day. I'm like, you smoke too much. You're forcing yourself to go to sleep today. Because when we all started smoking, I don't know about everyone else, but when I started smoking and I would get too much, it was knock out and I'd crash right there, and I'd wake up at the end of the scythe. Like, So, it's all in moderation, and that's why it's like things have to be like self-controlled, and it's like that's where people really fuck up. They fuck up on their self-control, and their codependency makes them want to have someone else reach out and be like, yo, tell me to stop this. But it's like, it really should be on you to
everyone's got a personal responsibility. Yeah. And sometimes you're right, you need someone to be like, yo, bro, I love you, but like, you need to chill the fuck out. I've had to tell my boys, like, there was one time, I'm gonna keep his name anonymous for now, just because like, we'll probably have a podcast where he's in it and he'll be like, oh yeah, that was me. But for now, so just a good example. There was one time I had a party in my house. It wasn't a big party. It was like party as like it was a little shindig. Yeah, with like 6 heads, right? Oh, and it was me, my 2 musician friends, and then like my 2 pothead friends. Like we all had that one common thing, which is like smoking and tripping. So we did shrooms, and unbeknownst to me, my boy, before taking the shrooms, he was already lit. Like he was already pre-gaming. He had like 2 tall boys. He had a shot. And
so he was crossfaded.
Yeah, he was crossfaded.
Damn, and on shrooms?
And then he took the shrooms, and then we smoked weed on top of that, so like, but he always was like mixing. And he started like not coming to. Like, he started like going somewhere. Like what do you mean, like fading out? Like not passing out, like his personality changed, and like his mind went somewhere and thought what was going on was like different. Really, yeah. And so, what happened was, and I was patient, because it's the first time I've ever seen someone go through this. So I didn't want to like be too harsh.
So like actually tripping, right?
Yeah, he was tripping hard, and
like a bad trip.
Yeah, like in a bad way. Yeah, like I think it was mainly the alcohol with the shrooms, how strong they were, and how drunk he actually was. But I didn't know how drunk he actually was until like, so how it started was like, I made shroom tea, and I gave it to everyone, and the shroom tea was pretty potent. I make it in a way where it's like it extracts that into like the water, and you don't even need the byproduct, like the stuff that gets cooked. Basically, it's kind of like coffee.
Yeah.
You don't consume coffee with the grounds. You just drink the liquid.
The way that you make mushroom tea is the same way you make weed tea.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
The stems. You think this is enough? And
Are those stems?
How many servings? Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is enough, bro. This is more than enough. You can fucking serve like.
Damn, you saved all your stems?
That's what, bro.
You can serve 3 people with this.
Nice.
3.
Do you have to ground it up?
You don't have to always. Like, it doesn't have to be like dust, but it could be like enough. Like, it could be like somewhat grounded, but somewhat still like maybe a little stick. Like
I could probably
like that.
I could probably get something firm and just like mash them up in there.
Yeah, don't use a grinder because the grinder, the blades will get dull.
I was going to say, can we use a molcajete? Like, you know that?
Oh yeah, you can use that. Yeah, hell yeah. Old school, hell yeah.
The Mexican one, bro. The big pig looking one.
Put it into a poultice. And
Yeah, and the best that goes with that is I like my tea with a little bit of oat milk. I don't consume regular milk no more because like I noticed that I get a little stomach.
Oh, you lactose intolerant?
I'm not lactose intolerant because I could eat cheese and I could eat ice cream, but I've noticed that if I have too much of it, I start getting stomach problems.
Well, so some people have. Apparently, we all are lactose intolerant because we're not supposed to be drinking that.
Yeah,
Or
it's a mutation.
But because of school, it makes you that much more tolerable until you can get out of
Yeah.
it. That's why a lot of people like, and that's why I had the notion when I got out of school that like, oh, now I'm lactose intolerant. I was like, no, I just stopped fucking drinking milk every day at school.
Yeah.
And now
Bro,
that
I used to drink mad milk, bro.
Eating chicken and spaghetti with fucking chocolate milk, bro. It disgusts me now. I don't know how.
I don't know how I chose these combos.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck in their right mind would be like, yo,
Pizza.
Chinese food, milk? Like, who the fuck? Who does that?
That's
shit?
why at the end I started getting the juices, bro.
The
Because I was like, nah, this milk shit isn't hitting the same, bro. This is different.
I start buying the Snapples like every day. It's like, yo, I have to. I'm not fucking like, I'm not going to the fountain every time I take a bite. I'm not fucking like I'm not drinking this milk.
Yeah, it's either a water
I'm not
bottle
fighting
or
with
juice.
the lunch lady for a second juice. Like,
Yeah.
because they were hella adamant.
Yo,
like,
so annoying for grabbing an extra juice. Like, bitch, let me go eat. What the fuck is gonna happen, bro?
And it's even like when you're the last person there. Like you got one earlier. I remember. I'm like, yo, but it's the last period of lunch. Like,
Yo, that was the worst, dude. I had last period lunch too, and that shit sucked.
But when you get other people's IDs to get their lunches and shit.
Damn, you guys did that?
I remember I had some IDs.
I was boys with people that went to the ADA. I still had their code, and that shit would work over there, and their code would work over there. And I would be like, yo, that's it, double lunch. No, it doesn't matter. But Brian Reeves. I had his code.
You were gonna meet it real quick.
Fuck were they we have charges on you for school lunch thievery. Like,
They're taking them out.
you had one too many chicken patties in there.
Yo, I used to just take the chicken patties and
chicken patties were dogs
stack
every day.
them. Yeah.
Ketchup. That's it. Yo,
The bread was stale though.
Yeah.
The bread was stale as
But
like
it
it,
was
though?
good for what it was, right?
Yeah.
During the time, like, but
What was your guys? Did you guys like go through every phase of pizza? I started with I started with circular pizzas in boxes, then the rectangle pizzas in boxes, then it was the slice.
Then the
slice. And the slice.
Why was it like?
Because when after 2008, after Barack Obama got in office, Michelle Obama started kicking that.
Okay.
That get outside healthy food,
Yeah.
and they started putting healthy food in schools. So
like instead of box pizza, fresh pizza.
yeah,
It's the journal.
it was basically whole wheat pizza because the bread was whole whole wheat or some shit.
But that's why not a lot of people ate the crust on that shit. It's like,
It was dry as fuck.
I didn't eat the crust ever. But I like pizza crust too, which is crazy, but not that crust.
Not that pizza.
No, fuck that.
yeah, but like people were wild with like the old pizzas. I used to see people grab the circular pizzas and turn them into tacos.
Bro,
Yeah.
you remember the little salad they used to give us with like vinaigrette and all that shit? Bro, I used to put that on the pizza and eat that shit, bro. It was so delicious.
Yeah.
It was so delicious.
I'm making tacos, bro.
I don't know if you guys. Union Hill turned into a middle school after the last year that it was a high school.
Yeah.
But the pizzas they had there, for some reason, bro, I don't know what they put in it, but that shit was banging.
No, but they did different.
And they would run out like this. So
Yeah.
on Pizza Fridays, like if you weren't one of the first periods to have lunch, you're shit out of luck. You're not gonna. They had empanadas, like the Jamaican style empanadas.
you gotta go and get just the bag with the sandwich and juice in it. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
Like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Nah.
Today's not a half a day.
That fucking
Yeah, you're right.
But that's how they used to do you, bro. They'd be like, it's a half day, everyone, we're leaving early, take this ham and cheese sandwich, get the fuck out of here.
y'all remember Cuts?
Yeah.
Like Cuts when your boys would be like Cuts because they didn't get lunch. They were like Cuts.
Nah, fuck you, bro. I'm eating my food, bro. I got my lunch.
Everyone used to just be like, I just look back at you. And just keep looking forward, that's it.
Like if you were the only kid that had gum, bro, that stick of gum is gone. That's it.
Bro, you're splitting his 10 ways of gums and shit.
The pettiness of like fucking middle school and shit and high school. Yo, remember? I used to I want to strangle the people that love being first, like in elementary school. I don't know if you guys ever experienced
the line, bro.
like,
the line, yeah.
I didn't give a fuck. I just happened to be closest to the door. Like, that's it. And I hear other people talking shit. I'd be like, yo,
He's first.
no, but then there'd be some other person that would be there and be like, I'm first. I'd be like, all right, bro.
Yeah, first, I guess.
We all gotta wait here until fucking Mr. Whoever stands up and is like, you guys don't walk to the class. I take you there.
Yeah, line leader, right? Like,
Line leader.
Oh, remember that shit?
Line
I
leader.
hated that shit.
I fall for that.
I remember the teachers would be like, there was one teacher that created like 5 line leaders in the line. One for the beginning, one for the middle, and then like...
You gotta keep everyone in
Yeah.
check. Those are the 5 snitches.
Yeah.
It was just so that people can fucking have that power for a little bit. She would switch it off every once in a while.
Yeah, but that power was amazing.
No.
I pushed kids to the floor to get line leader, you know?
I'm line leader.
It comes with great power.
Comes
great responsibility. Yeah, but back to my boy real quick. I'll make this story short. So he ended up tripping balls. He got lost. He started spitting like for no reason. And me and one of his best friends, he was trying to like help me check him. So his best friend, because like they're closer with each other, they were like, "Yo, bro, like stop spitting, bro. Like what the fuck you doing? Like I'm gonna take you outside. I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of you. Like this is."
Yeah, that's how you check someone.
Yeah,
while they're on drugs.
but he was like,
and drunk.
yeah, but he wasn't even like aware of what was being said to him.
Oh,
he was just like somewhere, and then like he was like he cried, and then got excited, and then got mad. Like all in a span of like 4 seconds. He felt all the feelings in like 4 seconds. And I see this and I'm like, nah, man, he's struggling. I'm not gonna just kick him out. And I told this boy that I'm like, I'm not gonna really kick him out, but like, if you think it'll help, like, just to like talk to him like that, then yeah, I'm for it. But don't hit him, Don't actually hit him
because he's tripping.
Yeah, he's tripping, and like it can make it worse.
You're feeling drunk.
And so the first thing that we were like, all right, now start rolling blunts right now. He needs to sober up. We need some weed, so like we rolling blunts.
How does that what?
I mean, like, because he was more drunk and tripping off the shrooms. He didn't have, we were, like, trying to give him food, and, like, maybe the weed will help him calm down. Because he didn't have weed in his system yet. Like, like, when you smoke weed, you're, like, chill, right? So, like, I was like, maybe the weed will help, because he's a little too, like a little aggressive, but not, like, physically aggressive. More, like, pesado, like a drunk at a bar who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, right?
Yeah.
So, and then, when he finally started coming back, it was already like a little too late. He embarrassed himself enough where he needed a moment to himself. So the last thing that happened was that after we were done rolling the blunts and like we got him back into my room. He was in my kitchen being a little loud and we're like, yo, you're gonna wake up his parents, bro. And I'm like, let's just go to my room real quick. He can act like an ass in my room, but not in the kitchen. So whatever. And he I don't know what it was. Maybe someone's energy was like maybe like throwing him off or whatever. And I come to like figure out that maybe it was like I had another guest that was staying with me there during the time. It was a girl, but she was like, and we weren't together. We weren't the thing. I was just helping her out, and I did that a lot. I helped out a lot of my boys just stay at my crib, and with my parents knowing too, but just to help them get back on their feet. I did it with two of my best friends, and they both. Like it helped them a lot, and then they moved out, and then they got better jobs, and like so, I'm glad that I did that because if I wasn't there, then whatever. But like this one person in specifically was just a constant liar. She stole money from me, and like, bro, it was. So I don't know if maybe it was that also like was rubbing him off the wrong way, but like he was getting defensive too, like like getting mad and like fresh, like like when someone's fresh,
Like a smart ass.
yeah, like a smart ass. And then the last thing that happened was that he was like, "Oh, I need to go to the bathroom," and we were like, "No, you're not leaving," because we thought he was lying. He thought he just wanted to like go out and like do whatever, and then he pissed on himself, right in front of us.
Nice.
And like
I told you guys.
no, yeah, and I was like, oh shit, he really didn't go to the bathroom. So it was kind of our fault, but also like his fault.
I would have just been like, nah.
I mean, get out. Yeah, like leave, bro.
But like, I was scared for him because it's like I've never been in that bad of a trip where like my conscience is not there. Mm-hmm. That's scary when you're not in control. Like it's one thing being blackout drunk, but it's one thing when you're tripping. Tripping like shouldn't. Like when you trip on psychedelics, it's not like you're in a completely different world, and then like over here's the beach, but really it's the fucking street where the cars are. No, it's not like that. It gets more like it's more body. Like you feel really good, like slow, almost like being high.
When I first started smoking weed, people used to say that they like hallucinate shit. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh, we can get a little hallucinatory.
Yeah, but like they'd say like they're fucking like their refrigerator was growling at them and cats were coming out of it. I'm like, yo.
No, that's OD. No, you're making shit up. You're just trying to get attention. Saying, yeah, like, nah. But on shrooms, nothing really manifests like oh, here's a fucking unicorn just chilling with me. Like, nah, it's not like that either.
It's not like that.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, you would have to take, if for it to get like that, you would have to take like acid, shrooms, and then maybe ayahuasca. And then you'll see shit that's not there.
What is ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca is a good plant, bro.
How do you know?
Ayahuasca is basically a brew that they make in like southern American tribes. Like a lot of the times it's like a I forgot what you call them. A monk? No, not a monk.
Shaman.
A shaman. Mm-hmm. A shaman prepares it for you and tries to guide you on this journey. And it's like meant for people who are like depressed or who need to like heal in some way, shape, or form. Because the trip will teach them about themselves that they couldn't learn like sober, or maybe like they're going through a divorce, or maybe like a breakup, or like I don't know.
There's a lot in our head. Like there's a lot of chemicals that can be released that
maybe you hallucinate.
No, through ayahuasca or like meditation or just seeking this thrill. Like a lot of people have described it as like a deep meditation state sometimes when they do ayahuasca. But it helps them a lot emotionally and mentally, like figure themselves out.
Yeah. And the reason why it's so effective is because ayahuasca has DMT in it, dimethyltryptamine. I sound like Joe Rogan right now. Dimethyltryptamine is basically this like crazy ass drug that you can extract it from any ecosystem. You can extract it from. We have it. We pump it. Yeah. And when we go to sleep or right before we die, our brain just pumps heavy doses of it because it's like. In a way, it's like our brain's defense mechanism to like help us ease our minds through going into the next phase or whatever. Or like the reason why we dream. Yeah, the reason why we dream is because like supposedly it's our brain protecting us from like drifting off into this psychedelic state. So like dreams are like kind of mini psychedelic trips in a way.
That's why people talk about.
Yeah, and like if you have a like there's a very basic way of like extracting it from like leaves or certain animals. Like we all produce it. We all sleep. All animals sleep. All animals dream, and like it's crazy. It's like a gateway to something. It's like that's just one thing that we won't ever fully understand. Like why is it important to sleep? Why do we dream? If we don't sleep after 4 or 5 days, we go fucking nuts. We go crazy. Mm-hmm.
The upside down.
Yeah, and so back into my boy. After he pissed himself and like he kind of started coming back. He was like, oh shit. He looked down, saw the puddle of piss, and saw us looking at him. And I was like, I came up to him, and I'm like, I went like that. And I'm like, bro, it's gonna be okay. Here. And I gave him the blunt. And he thought I was gonna kick him out. He thought I was gonna get so mad at him. He thought that I was gonna yell at him. And I was like, nah, like there's no need for that. And so I helped him pick it up. I helped him clean up. I gave him a fresh new pair of shorts. And then he came to and he was like, I need a moment to myself. And then so he went to the bathroom or whatever. And he cried for like 5-10 minutes to himself. because it was so embarrassing to him that he never thought it would happen to him. And he was like, bro, I did, like, that's not him. It wasn't him. He wasn't all there. And so when he came back, he apologized. And we were like, nah, bro, it's all good. And he was so grateful to me that anyone else could have been like, yo, fuck this guy. Get him out of here. You know, like, you know, but it wasn't. It was me. And I was like, no, I'm very understanding, bro. Like, you weren't there. You weren't yourself. And that was kind of scary.
It was just a bad trip.
I don't want you out there fucking acting a fool and having someone fucking stab you because, like, you're acting a fool or whatever. Like, nah. And so I'm glad he came back. But that was, like, one of the few examples of, like, checking your boys. You know, like, I went about it in a different way than his best friend did. His best friend was like, yo, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass. I'm gonna take you outside.
But that scares you more. Your mind is still a little active, so.
And I was like, nah, let's do...
Like, being lost in there. Yo, fuck you.
But I can honestly say after that day, I feel like we got closer after that. Because I'm like, bro, I know how shit is, bro. Like, I know sometimes shit gets overwhelming. Like, you're not alone, bro. Like, just, you know, listen to us. Like, if we tell you to calm down, it's not because, like, we're trying to fucking pick on you or, like, fucking make you feel like we're your parents or whatever. But it's like, we care about you. So it's like, just chill, you know? Like, take it easy. Like, you don't have to go so hard every time, you know? And I used to have a drinking problem, too. I used to drink alcohol, beers every day. I would smoke literally when I woke up, wake and bake, middle of the day, after dinner, right before bed, you know? And then, like, just party every weekend. I would work to have that check, only for it to go to weed, other drugs that I'm not proud of, and alcohol, you know? And, like, over the years, it did take a toll on me. My serotonin and dopamine levels kind of went out of whack. And I depended on that a lot when I didn't want to deal with, like, stuff sober. You know, whether it was a breakup or whatever. You know, and I'm a deep feeler, so, like, every relationship that when it didn't work out, it was very traumatic for me. Because, like, you know, I'm the type of guy that looks for a relationship because that's the one. Not like I'm fucking around or, like, doing a trial test. Like, no, that's the one, you know? Yeah. So, like, when it's not the one and it happens the way, like, if it ends, like, I hate how I get. And it's something that I'm still working on to this day. Like, if I were to be in a relationship and then, like, they would break up with me, it's usually them breaking up with me, not me breaking up with them, or them cheating on me. I've been cheated on. And it's not a good feeling, you know? Like, it can ruin a man's confidence all over the years.
It does, and it makes you more codependent over time, too.
Yeah, but that's not good either, because, like...
No, it's not. I think that's what ruins relationships all the time, is codependency.
I have abandonment issues from when I was very little. I do have attachment issues, too, and, like, I'm aware of it because of therapy. And, like, now I'm, like, finding the means and the ways to, like... Just because, like, if you guys fight and break up, it's not the end of the world. Like, you know, like... If it's meant to be, it'll happen. But you also have to make time for yourself. You can't prioritize on getting her back. And that's what I did a lot. I would prioritize getting her back every time, putting so much time and energy. And it got in the way of everything, bro. It really did. And, like, sometimes I wish I could be, like, my boy who just goes on, like, dates like this. And, like, but he's never happy. You know?
For me, I just look at, like, that shit objectively. Like, because, like, I don't know.
I try to too. I try to do it. I see it objectively.
Yeah, but like sometimes I try to just look at it like, is it worth the headache? Like,
right?
Because it's just like some things are worth fighting for, and some things aren't.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
We're like, I don't mean to make a generalization, but a lot of the girls that I've talked to like fight over like the dumbest thing. Like I stream and I make content. I do YouTube shit for like and I've made that like mad apparent, and people are aware. Like. I play video games, whatever. I don't go after you texting you when your friends are outside or when you go and you do your hair, nails, whatever. So I expect that when I play video games or whatever, and if I take an hour extra to talk to you, I don't need a petty message about how, oh, you could have responded to me an hour ago if you weren't playing video games. Like,
I get that.
Instead of us having a conversation then and there.
Yeah, it's that immaturity. They're so immature about stuff. Yeah,
but it's just like, and I get that's a shitty excuse for like gaming and shit, but like. If I wasn't playing video games now, especially in my situation now, because I'm unemployed, if I wasn't playing video games now, I'd be working at a job. So, like, I'd still be busy, you know what I mean? So where's the leniency there? So that's why it's, like, for certain things, like, I know I try to make sure that the person isn't controlling and they're okay with themselves. That they have their own hobbies. And that they're not looking to fill all their free time with the relationship. Because that's what I feel like a lot of people try to do. Because it's not... a relationship is for two people to come together. And I feel like a lot of my relationships, I've always been kind of like forced with trying to like quote unquote fix them, which isn't something that I've gone out of my way to do. But they always come out of their way. Oh, I'm insecure about this. Oh, I'm angry about this. Oh, so and so did this to me in the past. And then every relationship always ends with like, oh, I'm so much less insecure about myself now. I love how you've made me feel about myself, whatever.
So I'm gonna leave you and then
just
feel better with somebody else. Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It is like that.
That's happened with me too, bro. And like, you know, let bygones be bygones.
But that's what I mean. Like, some things just aren't worth like
yeah.
If it's gone, it's gone.
I was talking to a girl about that I work with, on how, because she called me a misogynist one time, like joking around, but I think she kind of means it a little bit.
Right, like a little undertone.
Yeah, and I think I understand where I perceive that in myself, but it's just like, with the experiences that I've had with girls, it's been like, I've seen girls stick with a guy or stick with people that they don't like and are bad for them for so long,
like
just because
toxic as fuck.
Yeah,
right?
just because they're comfortable, and it's like, I don't know. I don't like seeing girls do that to themselves, and then me noticing and try to tell them, and then being called out or being called a misogynist because that.
Right,
we have a little sister that we have to take care of. You know.
Yeah.
I tell my sister all the time, like, you can't trust people. I'm not saying you can't hang out with anybody. Just don't trust people completely. The only people you can trust are your family. You know, don't stick with people just because they're this or they're labeled as that. You need to find yourself first, and then find people that agree with that.
Yeah, especially if you're so young and you're still developing.
Yeah.
And like you're still like learning how to express yourself and like learning things about yourself. That's very crucial because like if you get into something too early and you're jumping on too early, your destiny is kind of like predetermined.
Yeah,
right. In a way, because it's like, oh, I can't do this if he's not in my life. You know, and then you get so used to it. You get infatuated almost. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a simp for my girl. Like, I really am, and I mean that in like the most positive way possible. I feel like it's okay to be a simp for your girl. Like, not simp for other females. Like, oh, like being a loser and like fucking being a sucker, paying this girl that you're never gonna meet on her OnlyFans, fucking $200 a month for some booty pics. Like, no, like, fuck that.
Pornhub's free, man.
Yeah, but like I'm a simp for my girl in the sense that like she's taught me a lot about myself, and there was a lot of hardships. Like, there's been times where like she's like you need to really fucking sit down and think about the things that you're doing, because either you're gonna lose me or you're gonna meet someone else that's gonna be just as bad, if not worse, for you, and you're gonna be okay with it. So it's like, and she got me thinking. It's like, because she's a hard worker, I'm a hard worker. We're both artists, but like she really is like my rock, and I don't know. I'd like to think that if I didn't meet her, I'd be okay too. Maybe like somewhere along the line, I would learn more about myself. But I wouldn't know that because that's not what happened. In this reality, this is how it happened with me. And like, I love my mom to death. I'm a mama's boy. So I always hold women in high regards, especially like those that are that speak the truth, and like they're not like fucking fake. They don't
sugarcoat shit.
Yeah, they don't sugarcoat shit. I have one of my best friends is a female, you know, and then we've never done shit, you know, like for a while my girl used to like, she thought something was going on, but when I introduced her to her, now they're best friends, and like they hang out more than we do, so she kind of stole my best friend from me. Not really, not like that, but that's cool seeing that. I'm like, yeah, you see, like there are still men out there that have integrity. Like, I've had people stay over my crib, and like, I've never had allegations against me. I'm not a womanizer. I'm not a fucking. But yeah, I mean, like, she just I don't know, like she taught me a lot about myself. If anything, she's always like trying to tell me to like take advantage of the situation and like, yo, go for it, do your thing, like hit up Lewis. Like, why isn't Lewis here? You know, like she would literally tell me like, were you supposed to meet up with Lewis today? And I'm like, yeah, you know, like I'd fucking like, it's all me. You know, I hold myself back because I'm like, I'm not in the best state of mind, or I think like it's not going anywhere, or like I'm not getting the fulfillment that I think I should be getting. But that's part of the work. That's part of the hard work. Hard work is not always being happy with what's in the moment. Yeah. You know, you got to work to that.
But that's also like that's also good too, because that's your driving factor.
Yeah, exactly.
To know that you don't want to settle, and to know that you can you're always wanting more.
Yeah.
But that's what it's good. It's good to make the distinction of where you can achieve to and where you want to be at.
Yeah.
That's why That's why recently I've been constantly hitting you up, because as soon as I released like these 2 things on Spotify, for me it was like a big thing. Like, cause
no, I know. Yeah, that's a big
whatever. It's whatever. But like to me, 100 something listens.
Bro, that's better than
that's
nothing.
cool. Yeah, I love that. And I don't want the attention, but I want the notoriety and that I created something that people can enjoy. You know what I'm saying? That's why constantly here I keep showing up, because I wanna get this off to something. You know, we wanna make it so that anybody could eventually come on. Whatever scientists, whoever wants to come on and talk to us for a couple hours, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, we want to build something, and I constantly keep working at it.
Yeah, we just need more comfortable seats for hours.
Yeah.
Well, for hours.
No, but I feel like what you guys are doing is great. Like, even, you know, my boy John, he would agree. Like, you
that was a good episode too.
Yeah, I love that episode. I saw that shit. I was laughing. Like,
we need to get you guys in on one.
Yeah. I mean, I love Marvel, bro. All the topics that you guys had was like, yep, I could talk about that for hours. You know, like, and it was cool. It was cool because it's like you get to like pick people's brains a little bit.
Yeah.
See how
you get to know them better too.
Yeah.
The people, a bunch of people.
You start learning like certain people's mannerisms and how they think, like for certain scenarios. So it's kind of cool. It's a little enlightening to think like, oh, you're not. Well, no, not that you're not an asshole, but like you're conscientious of things that are around you. Like, like, because a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are just super fucking oblivious. Don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Don't even know what the fucking word infrastructure means.
Yeah. You'd be like, hey, you know what? You're all right. You're all right.
That's all it is.
You're all right, man.
I thought you were an asshole.
I just think everything comes in a box, in a package. Like,
and it's cool, bro, because like I don't know. It's also a way of really good networking. In a way, you're also networking. You know, like you're putting people on the map or like getting others. Like if you already have an audience, and then like if that audience has no idea who I am or who John was or Bergenline, you know,
my audience can interact.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then it's just full circle, bro. It comes back. It's like that's dope, man. It's like
someone goes, "Oh, Marc does art. I like art."
Yeah, exactly.
Art does Marc do?
And I mean, me and Louis have this track. We haven't published it yet. I really want to like get it mastered with my boy Jeremy. I think I told you about him in Kaleidoscope Sound Studios. Just because like I want to see how he does it, so I can learn from him. So then I can like, you know,
start mastering.
Be more confident in like the mastering process. And one of the things I noticed is like, oh, we just gotta re-record some parts, you know, and like maybe make it a little longer. I don't know, but the way it is right now, it sounds good. I really like it. I love it. It has like this East Coast meets West Coast vibes. The writing that the lyrics that he says, we wrote it together. Like I wrote like some parts, and then he like went back in, rewrote some other parts. Like, oh, I think this feels better, you know. And I'm like,
but as long as you're having fun and like you're happy with it, that should always be the main focus. Because like it goes in like in all facets of like creating like art or just creating in general. Like when I'm streaming, like if I'm not having fun or like I'm just not in the mood, I'm not gonna stream because it's like I feel like especially with streaming too, it's a lot more about your energy, as of like how you're talking and how you're playing rather than whatever the fuck the game is.
Yeah. And that's what makes I'm sorry, I didn't that's what makes a good content creator stand out from other content creators. Like it's like how they engage with the camera community. Or like with who's like you know, you don't want to watch someone who's just like this all the time and like stale face.
I'm hitting clips,
you know.
That's why like I know I have a weird laugh. But I'm just waiting for someone to be in the fucking chat and be like, yo, what the fuck is that? like I'll be like, yo, fuck you, bro. That's how I laugh.
When I laugh really hard, I sound like a Mexican Chihuahua. Like I don't know.
You and Victor, bro. Victor goes into
and we got that from our dad because, you know, we're Mexican. So my dad, he does that grito, the Mexican grito, really good. But when he laughs, when he dies, he doesn't sound like a human. It's so funny. But what were you gonna say?
About the writing process. I was saying though, it's like a lot of the creating art, it just takes a little bit of time for yourself, and you know, like you said, the persona building is the same with writing. You get better as you do it more and more.
Yeah.
That's how it is. And I've been feeling better a lot lately with my writing skills now.
You feel like when you write certain parts, you're like, oh, shit is fun.
It is. Sometimes for sure I get in my head and I'm like, oh, this sounds ass. Let me see what I can do with it. But I feel like I'm getting better because when I started, we were working with somebody that you know very well. We know very well.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that I'm not like he wasn't great either. I wasn't great at the like we weren't good. Like we wanted to do something.
This is the guy who packed the eighth into 2 joints.
Yeah.
No, that's a waste of weed too, bro.
But yeah, and kind of like I feel like he wanted to do something big, and it didn't end up happening because I think he didn't want to put the work in as much too.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I really
wish. I get what you're saying.
I really wish it would have gone differently. Because if we kept working, I think together, all of us, you, me, Edward, and that other person, I think we could have even made something even bigger.
But it really was too, because like, and this is like lore for the channel too. But like,
nice.
Before I did streaming, before he did music, and before like we had a whole falling out with that whole thing, we all like kept meeting up like a couple days, like for a couple weeks before it happened, and like we were like, yo. So-and-so is going to start making clothes. So-and-so is going to be making beats, whatever. He's going to be making music. I'm going to be streaming, doing YouTube. And it would have just been, like, everyone doing, like, 5 or 6 people doing all individual shit.
Yeah.
With a network thing. And the only people here now is just me and him, like... Because there was supposed to be, like, 6 of us that were spearheading, like, different projects.
Oh, I see.
I think where it came down to it, too, was, like, some of the input... were from people that weren't even a part of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Were people that weren't even there that day.
Right.
Because I wanted to do it finally. We've been talking about it forever, right? YouTube channel, everybody talks about it, right? Skits, everyone talks about it. But to actually do it, no one does it.
Yeah.
That was the point of those specific meetings, was to speak about how we would get there, what jobs, like, who would have to do what for us to get position.
And forget about all the emotional shit. Like, we were just...
I was gonna make shit notarized, like to that point of like,
bro, we had a group name at the time that we didn't come up with. Like, it was just that person that came up with it, and I liked it because it was like legit what we would do. It's called like Weekend Gang, and I was like, bro, we can trademark it, make it a funny whatever, or something with like weed or drinking, like shit that we used to do as kids, whatever. It would have been fun, we would have made something, and maybe we would have gotten into clothing, into this, into that. It just never happened. But here, me and him are, and like my brother and Adrian and Victor sometimes with his input, then we want to get this thing going. Whatever it's gonna be called, I don't know, but
and we can do a little back to like all the weed and shit, like substance things. Like I've been smoking weed. I got out of high school. Like the only break I took was when I went to Hawaii because I couldn't take any with me, and I didn't.
Oh shit! It's not legal over there, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't have a license to buy any.
Oh,
because it is legal. It is legal. I saw carts. I saw like disposable vapes and shit.
That's what's up.
But it's just like I'm doing it, and I'm not like using it as an excuse to be like, oh, this is why I can't do anything because so and so like and I'm productive. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like oh, I smoke too much, I can't stream anymore. Oh, I smoke too much, I can't hang out with Lewis and the friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like because with said person too, it also be like, yo. Let's pack a whole eighth into 2 joints, smoke them all, and then wonder why we want to go to sleep.
Like, you know what else? What took me off of weed for a while too was like the influence that he had too. Cause we were all good friends, and I just thought we were all good friends. That's it. And it would be like, yo, smoke, yo, pussy, like why are you being a pussy? Smoke. And I was just like, bro, I don't want to.
Bro, I hated that,
don't want to.
I hate when people got like that.
And
like, bro, just leave it alone.
It's crazy. It's like now I'm smoking a little bit more because him and Victor have always been like, just do you. If you don't want to smoke, you don't have to.
Yeah.
I've always just been like, yo, it's there.
Yeah,
like,
if you want to.
Yeah. Like, because, yo, I know, like, when we get high, it's stupid but dumb fun. Like, bro, then we're 1v1ing and fucking Dragon Ball Fighters for like 10 matches in, and we're like, yo, what the fuck, 3 hours back? But that's what I mean. It's like, I don't think...
Who's your main?
Vegito, bro. Fuck.
I was gonna say he would know.
Vegito and Yamcha, bro. Like,
yo, Yamcha is actually OP in Fighter Z, right? Yeah, bro. I don't know why they made him so OP.
They have moves that you never use in the fucking anime.
Yeah,
the Wolfgang fist where he teleports behind certain people. Like, what the fuck? Like,
bullshit. It's all bullshit, bro. Especially Vegito with his mix-up of the hitting with the leg on the bottom, then do the flip, then the middle. How do you have enough time to block all that shit?
Vegito shit is crazy because I do like the 50 kicks, the down kick, then the down punch, then do like a backward spin kick, because then that's when I can reset the shit.
Right, yeah.
Like the frame is just enough. Yo, this is why it gets me annoyed, because the frame is just enough for him to do it, the loop again. And then you have to block. You can't punch. You can maybe do a low.
And it should be that when I do what I do, I shouldn't be able to hit another hit like in succession that fast.
Right.
But I know that the game will let me.
Yeah.
That's why
I'm bad at fighting games like that. Like Marvel vs. Capcom, that's another one. I suck at it.
Bro, Adrian is in 3. Oh my god.
It's just XYVA.
It's so much easier to say than like good.
And up the air again.
I'm a Street Fighter guy and Mortal Kombat guy.
Yeah.
I will rock anyone in Street Fighter with Ken. I don't know. Ken's is my man. I know Ken is like a typical like, oh, he's so easy to use.
Because he's been the same for like 30 years.
Yeah. Like Ken and Ryu are supposed to be the staple characters. So like, what's the problem?
Yeah, what's the problem? You can beat me, right? You can beat me.
That's why I hate that Victor picked Scorpion in Mortal Kombat, bro.
He's so easy.
Yo, I always just.
I hate his Scorpion though.
When I used to first start watching all those shits, I'd be like, yo, pick someone that doesn't teleport.
Victor loves that
We came
shit,
from Injustice where like Javier was fucking constantly using Supergirl. And I forgot who.
His Black Canary. You remember his Black Canary? Yo, there was one.
Wait, Injustice 1 or 2?
2.
Oh.
We were at your old house, at their old crib, and it was me, Adrian, Victor, him, and this kid named, what's his name? Javier. Whoa.
Yeah, and it's because like him and Victor would always play Mortal Kombat. I'd be like, yo, I'm not gonna play Mortal Kombat. We're gonna play Injustice.
Okay, because he's a Batman.
That was when I showed them the Batman for the first time, and they were like, all right, fuck you. You're a piece of shit.
But Javier is a different level of fighter, bro. Like, we were playing on the Gorilla Grodd map. No, not me. Him and Victor were playing on the Gorilla Grodd map. Victor always picks Superman. He loves the teleport.
He loves
the fucking teleport. And Javier has him. No, Victor has him on the left corner, and Javier somehow gets out of it, and he starts. Dun, dun, dun. He screams. Dun, dun, dun. Environmental in the middle. He got him to the middle. Environmental. Bam. At that point, Victor's just like, fuck that. He puts down the controller. He took him all the way to the next corner, bro. And killed him. It was amazing. Yo, he quit after that. He never played again.
Who we got next? I want to let you know because we're actually, like, this is the longest we recorded. We're at like 136.
If you want to call him whenever.
Yeah, in like the next 10 minutes. Any closing like, notes or remarks.
Anything new at the high school?
Machado.
Any funny stories? Any Machado stories?
Oh my god, Machado is such a... I hate that name, bro.
I got yelled at because I like to go to the media center for my 8th period because I have a free period. And what I like to do is I like to go out early so I don't have to face the traffic in the stairway and I don't have to push people.
Right,
I don't have to smell this guy in front of me.
Right.
I go, I'm leaving, I'm prepared, I have my music on, whatever. I'm about to leave. These 2 people that have the Chromebook so you can scan your ID in, they're like, hey! They're screaming at me. I'm just like, what? They're like, you can't get out early. You have to wait for the bell. I was like, but I went out yesterday. They're like, it doesn't matter. You have to wait. And it was like, they said it so loud. It's like embarrassing. Like, you're like, Jesus Christ, calm down. You're 60 years old.
I would have turned around and been like, hey! No, and he knows. I was that fucking kid. I did not give a shit. I hated teachers.
Yo, I hate Machado too, bro. Like she tried it once with me, and she was yelling at me and shit. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna let you do your thing because you're working, right?
You're working.
But after school, when I get you in a headlock,
be careful where you park.
Yeah, exactly. No, but long story short.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, but
long story short, she sent me to detention, and I'm like, all right, whatever. So I had to go to detention. I'm walking in my way. I go into the detention room. I sit down, and there's no teacher there yet. Right? The teacher comes in, and I'm like, as soon as the teacher comes in, I'm gonna get up and walk out. And that's what I did. And she was like, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. I was just handing something to someone here. That was it. And then like So then later on, Machado, I guess, like, found out that I never came in, and then told, like, the next day, told my, what do you call that?
Counselor?
Homeroom. Yeah, homeroom. And the teacher was cool with me. And he was like, oh, shit, that's the first time I hear you getting detention. I'm like, bro, it was on some dumb shit. Like, I shouldn't even be there. Like, I have better things to do. Like, I could go to an actual class instead of going to detention. And then they were like, oh, Machado just came out to me and told you that you had to go, but you know what? You're not going to go. I'm gonna hold you here for some extra credit. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much, bro, because like he knew that I wasn't that type of kid.
But detention was bullshit.
It was bullshit.
So you just missing class on purpose,
Yeah.
just to not get graded and
like I want to say this, like I want it to resonate. I don't give a fuck if you were part of these cliques. You know that you took advantage of this. Like if you were part of the cheerleaders, the drillettes, anything, dance related or anything sports program related.
not all sports.
Everyone else, uniform. Oh, you got to sit in here for the next 7 hours. But if it was one of them, Valdez would get up and open his dual cabinets of fucking sweats and be like, "Get back to class." Like what the fuck? Like if you can do that for some students, why not do it for all? Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I just feel like it was a shitty thing because then they were like, yo, you can't wear things that are plain anymore. Like, and then they forced us to start embroidering things. And I'm like, yo, where's the line? Like, well, I gotta pay to wear comfortable clothes at fucking school. Like,
that shit is stupid, bro. At this point, just let me wear whatever sweats I want to wear.
They don't even let us wear the school issued sweats or the school issued sweaters, the sweatshirts.
Those are only for gym and when it's hot.
Yeah.
What? That's so stupid.
If I see you wearing a school sweater when it's not cold, I'm gonna get pissed off as a teacher. There's no other way. Like I used to hate that shit, bro.
What is the deal with the fucking uniform?
It's the power thing, bro.
You wear that sweater makes me hot.
It's literally a power thing and the hierarchy thing. Like oh, if I do good, I'm gonna get noticed.
To the system, believe everything you're told.
It all comes back to Machado. That's why we.
Yeah. I think if they get rid of Machado, it would solve world hunger.
They just like return the segways that they've used.
Human trafficking slaps all around the world.
Yeah, I remember the segways.
I really just wanted to see her on a Segway just so I could like see the initial head tilt back. Like, go.
I'm just mad that she never. I'm mad that she never fell off that shit.
You didn't put anything on the tires. It's like, hey, Machado.
That would have been life threatening. I think.
What?
Like falling off a Segway.
No.
Those things
her size,
bro. She's so short.
That's what I mean.
She's so compact that like she would fall, just roll.
Ricochet off the floor.
Yeah, she'd roll, she'd bounce, she'd Majin Buu that shit.
She probably has Spider-Man senses too.
Yeah,
like
fucking backflip on some hats.
Fucking backflip straight on her legs. Like I'm fine.
Alright, Louis, you want to do an outro?
Oh yeah, we didn't even do an intro for him, but this is Marc Sanchez, Victor Sanchez's brother, and Adrian Sanchez's brother. Adrian, pop in real quick. Okay. But it's been a great episode. Yo, it's been an honor to have you on. And we'll see you guys next time, bro. Deuce. I gotta pee. Gotta pee so bad.
Can I watch?
Did you watch one?
Watch you pee?
No, what the... Oh.